Actually, Scream 7 could be one of the best, if not the best entry in the Scream franchise. But, and that's a big but, there's one thing in the movie that completely destroys it. Hi, I'm Jonathan Soler, and today we're going to talk about Scream 7. So, the truth is that honestly, Scream 7 is an amazing movie. Honestly, it's one of the best, if not the best, entry in the Scream franchise, if we accept, of course, the first Scream, which is an absolute masterpiece. And this one is probably one of the best horror scenes. The story, they bring back the story of Sidney Prescott, very interesting. They bring some element back from the past, also very interesting. The way the horror scenes are shot, edited, very scary, very effective. So honestly, it was an amazing experience. And when I watched it, I thought this might be the best sequel, the best sequel from the Scream franchise. And that was until the end, because I'm not going to spoil the end, to be honest. But honestly, at the end, I was like, what the fuck is that? I mean, for the whole story, maybe some of you know they bring something from the past. I'm not going to spoil because maybe some people don't know, but they bring something from the past. And it's very well built up in the story. And I really loved what they did with that. But at the end, they make a decision that I have absolutely no understanding why they did that. The end of Scream 7 is probably, in my opinion, the worst. I would rank them like that. Of course, the first one is the best. I would rank the Scream 4 the second best, and then 3, 6, and Scream 2 are kind of the same ballpark. I'm not a huge fan of those endings. I think they're a little bit more, a little bit too much far-fetched for my taste. And I really didn't like Scream 5 because I think it was absolutely nonsensical. It was like the writers were like, we don't give a shit, we do whatever we want. And for Scream 7, it was so disappointing. It was even more disappointing because the rest of the movie is actually amazing. So they were building a story with the past, and I thought it would end in a way that is consistent with what they built. No, they went in a direction that was like, we don't care, we're going to do something completely different. And it was so frustrating that honestly, it's kind of weird because Scream 7 is at the same time the best sequel and the worst sequel. The best sequel until the very end, and the worst sequel at the end. Honestly, the end, I'm not going to spoil, but the end of the movie is absolutely atrocious. I really didn't like it. And I'm even more pissed off about the end of that movie because the whole rest of the movie was amazing. Now, should you watch it, especially on a big screen? If you like Scream movies, yeah, go ahead. You're going to have a lot of fun. I think it's probably some of the best horror scenes in that franchise. I think every movie they try to be more creative, be more impressive, and I think to some extent they succeed. And with this one, even more. It's nice to see Sidney Prescott back, Gail Weathers still there. The story is really interesting. They dig up the past in a way that is very interesting too. The element, I'm not going to spoil it, the element that they bring from the past, but if you look a little bit on the internet, if you read some stuff, even some official promotional materials, you know that there's something coming back from the past. I love the way they did it. I really loved it. But the end was so frustrating. Really, it was probably the worst ending, in my opinion, from any Scream movies. Nonetheless, I still think it's really fun to watch it on a big screen. And if you enjoy the Scream movies overall, go watch it and you're gonna have a lot of fun. And expect to be a little bit disappointed with the ending. Maybe you're gonna like it. I like to know in the comment with no spoil, of course, if you enjoyed it or not. But I really did not enjoy the ending of that movie, which makes me a little bit furious against that movie. That could have been the second best Scream movie ever. Better than any other one. You judge for yourself and tell me in the comment if you enjoy it more than any other sequels and what you thought about the ending without spoiler, please. Okay? See you in the next video.